on judges and taking its toll on our economy. According to her, 1,209 cases arose from the elections, necessitating the setting up of 98 tribunal panels. Out of this, 5 cases were lodged at the Presidential Election Petition Court, 147 at the Senatorial Tribunals, 417 at the House of Representative Courts, and 557 at the House of Assembly Tribunals, not to mention the 36 governorship tribunals. This brings to a total of 39,526 cases pending at the Court of Appeal. The court was all able to treat about 7,295 cases in 2022. Now, the situation is the same at the High Court and Supreme Court levels. The implication of this is that people queuing for justice will be on the queue for a very long time. Some may never live long enough to see it done. Even those who are fortunate to have their cases entertained still have to contend with the reality that amidst this manner of chaos, some judges allegedly ride roughshod over some cases. In the end, the same people who corrupted the elections and electoral officers will still try to buy their ways to power by trying to corrupt the judiciary. Good evening and welcome to the Political Spotlight right here in Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Esther Mwachukwu. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. You are still tuned on to the Political Spotlight right here in Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Now, the People's Democratic Party presidential candidate in the 2023 elections, Atiku Abubakar, is insisting that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu submitted false documents to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Atiku, in a statement on Sunday, which is today, by his media aide, Paul Ibe, said the Nigerian president is only trying to push a false narrative to the public using the power of the media. According to him, the Chicago State University, through its registrar, Caleb Westberg, admitted under oath that the institution does not have a true and correct copy of the diploma issued to Bola Tinubu in 1979. Ibe added that Tinubu also presented a non-existing government college legal certificate to INEC with the claim of graduating from the school in 1970 when the school itself was founded in 1974. The statement added that a certificate from another school in the United States that belongs to a female candidate was presented by Bola Tinubu. Furthermore, Atiku's aide claimed the president's NYSC certificate bears Bola Adekunle Tinubu, even when the CSU said under oath that the middle name of A was never interpreted in any document in his file, with Tinubu's handlers now attempting to introduce the middle name into the president's public documents. Ibe said it has become clear that Tinubu and his handlers are using one forgery to cover the other. According to him, the late lawyer and human rights fighter Gani Fawayimi would have succeeded in busting Tinubu but for the immunity he enjoyed as governor of Lagos State at the time. He said, and I quote, "Since Tuesday last week, when the deposition regarding President Bola Tinubu's educational qualifications came to the fore in the United States, there have been several attempts to twist the facts of the matter, which deliberately aims to confuse the mind of the public concerning the matter. Some media aides to the president have come out openly to push back on the narrative, while some media houses, especially one, have persistently slanted their story to justify a corrupted interpretation of the facts in the deposition. Sadly, however, the truth of the matter remains that Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu falsified a document he submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission and swore an affidavit under oath to back up his forgery. He went further to read that on page 26 of the deposition, which is publicly available, the registrar of the Chicago State University, Caleb Westberg, under oath, was asked a simple question, which is, CSU has determined that it does not have a true and correct copy of the diploma issued to Bola Tinubu in 1979, correct? And the registrar responded, that's correct. Also, on page 27, a similar question was put to Mr. Westberg. So CSU, after going through every diploma, was unable to find an authentic copy of any diploma that CSU issued to Tinubu in 1979. Is that correct? And the registrar in his response said, we did not find any diploma issued by CSU in 1979 to Mr. Tinubu. And coming straight to the specific issue of whether the CSU is aware of or in possession of the diploma that Tinubu submitted to INEC, to which Mr. Westberg simply said, correct, we are not aware of it. He went ahead to say, indeed, anyone who has taken time to do a thorough reading of the deposition will come to the unambiguous conclusion that the footprints of Tinubu's odyssey as far as the CSU documents are concerned is filled with profound forgeries and abuse of administrative due process. He went ahead to say that the president and his supporters and spin doctors will want to force the narrative of at least Tinubu graduated from the CSU down our throat, even when the narrative has no foothold in logic. The question remains, how does a candidate graduate from a university that you were never qualified for? According to information in the open, President Tinubu replied to the CSU with a pre-qualified 1970 certificate from Government College Lagos, whereas the school did not come into existence until 1974. Maybe this should make the president the first man ever to have an anticipatory certification from the school four clear years before the founding of the school. Another mystery is that in addition to the non-existing Government College Lagos certificate, Tinubu presented a certificate from another school in the United States that belongs to a female candidate and a Cambridge HSC of 1970, the same year he purportedly graduated from a secondary school in Nigeria. Long before the CSU discovery of last week, President Tinubu has had a history of forgery and perjury. In his Form CF-001, he filed ahead of his governorship election in 1999, Tinubu had claimed, albeit fraudulently, that he attended St. John's Primary School, Aroloya, Government College, Ibadan, and Chicago University as different from Chicago State University. The late lawyer, that is Gani Fawemi, and human rights icon Gani Fawemi as well, would have succeeded in busting him but for the immunity he enjoyed as governor of Lagos State. President Tinubu must be a man of mystery. No wonder his supporters call him Idon, called a distorter. He went ahead to say that it is our contention that at the heart of the forgery scandal against President Tinubu is a question of integrity and morality. If the president would not do what is honorable by resigning from office and saving the country an imminent embarrassment, at least his supporters should desist from telling shameful lies to confuse the public. Lastly, while supporters of the president are quick to reference his transcript from the Chicago State University as evidence of his studentship in the school, we are alarmed how his NYSC certificate bears Bola Adekunle Tinubu, even when the CSU said under oath that the middle name of A was never interpreted in any document in his file. Every Nigerian who has undergone the NYSC program understands that the names on the NYSC are never a creation of the candidate, but the official name that the student was officially known as from their tertiary institution. He went ahead to disclose that Tinubu was allegedly never known as Adekunle at CSU. Thus, the only way to understand how Adekunle was smuggled on his NYSC discharge certificate can only be explained as a forgery. Yet, his media aides will come to the open to make a shameful alternative fact. He stated further that it is more shameful that just when this whole scandal continues to unfold, the media handlers of the president have from nowhere smuggled a middle name of Adekunle into his Wikipedia account. The word Adekunle in Yoruba is a house filled with royalty, but in this instance we dare say it is a house filled with forgery. End quote. It is quite a long one there that Paul Ibe said in reference to his principle and against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. To talk about this, for us to extensively talk this out, because this story, this controversy, this certificate saga has been in the news for almost 2 months now, or a month and thereabout, and there have been updates on it. That's basically why we always talk about this particular conversation, because as of today, this particular story is breaking, where the fresh evidence is being presented, and Tinubu is also insisting that the documents were forged. I have joining me virtually a social commentator, a political analyst as well, Alistair Wilcox. Alistair Wilcox, good evening and welcome to the Political Spotlight. Kindly indicate you can hear me, please. Can you hear me, Alistair?
Yes, I'm replying. I said, thank you for having me. My pleasure.
All right, thank you. I have joined me virtually as a social commentator, a political analyst. I do know that you have a lot of things to do. Well, thank you for coming in as well virtually for the little time you're going to give me while we talk about this. And also, Barrister Joe Mukedi, good evening and thank you for joining us right here in the studio in the Political Spotlight.
Good evening, viewers.
Please come closer to the microphone. They must hear your voice well this evening.
Good evening, everybody. Promises to be a wonderful day.
Yes, thank you so much. I will start with Alistair Wilcox because he just gave us a few, possibly just not up to an hour, so he can go and get ready for what he intends to get ready for. Alistair, I'm sure you're already aware of this debacle or this conversation that has been in several public forums. The president has disputed the claim of the PDP that he forged his certificate. Others too who have attended the institution, some have said that certificates are basically ceremonial in the United States. It's not something they take serious. For them, what is more important is your social security number. Every individual, that is basically what identifies them. Certificates are ceremonial. What is important is the transcript. And that the system that obtains in the United States, the educational system, is different from what obtains here. For us here, certificates are very important. Certificates are vital. But based on the back and forth concerning this particular certificate document, the school said that the font, the serial number, his name, the president of the school at the time that was supposedly said to have signed, is not basically what is actually applicable in reality. Elnoro Daniel, that was mentioned, was not in that institution until 2008 precisely. So the question now is this: why should the president's certificate debacle be something of a controversy? I mean, if any other individual has their academic records, he presented there, it's verified. Why should a deposition be held? Why should the school swear on the oath concerning a document, an academic record? You attended an institution. It shouldn't be something of a controversy. What's your take on it?
Well, is that for me?
Yes. I'm starting with you. I told you so that you can go do what you want to do.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. It seems your station. I'm not accusing you. It's a station that is so much engrossed in this controversy, and you like it, and you expound it. I have come to your station for 3 times now, and all we're discussing is Bola.
Okay, so here is the thing, Alistair. I just told you that this information just broke in today. There's always an update on this thing, so we have to talk about it.
Well, it's been on, and like I said, it can always be a flagship of your program. And I didn't hear. I read you read something for about 40 minutes, for about 25 minutes, and it's all about whatever deposition anybody is depositing. Now, I think that by now rationality will have come to play in the minds of everybody. And since rationality appears to come to play, people will keep embarrassing themselves with respect to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And you read a lot of things, NYC certificate, blah blah, and all that. And for me, I think these are all distractions, total distractions. Now, somebody has a group of people have lost elections. Rather than licking their wounds and go and prepare for next time, they are looking for shortcuts, unexisting shortcuts, in order to disqualify or, in their own opinion, discredit somebody. Now, the university has come up to say, this man was our student. So what else? The university has come up and bring his transcript. This man is our student. The same man that is sitting in Aso Rock as President Bola Tinubu was the same man that passed through Chicago State University and graduated in 1979. He was our student. For goodness sake, what else? You are looking for ease where there is supposed to be wars. You are looking for an where there is supposed to be them. That is rubbish, arrant nonsense. I'm not saying anybody that is beaten do not have a right to cry. But when you are crying, you should cry with dignity. And not to drag or to want to drag every other institution to the mud with you because you want to cry. Now, the kind of statement they are playing is against the judiciary. They had their day at the Court of Appeal and they lost. And what did we have? Oh, judiciary has failed. Oh, the judiciary is a bad place, has failed. The same lawyers that has argued this kind of cases when they are at the defense end, the same lawyers that argue this kind of cases are not the ones that are discrediting the judges of the Court of Appeal. Now they are now trying to discredit the judges of the because you are coming with something as frivolous as empty. And I think this people should be ashamed to wanting to think they want to drag the name of Nigeria or the name of President Tinubu to the mud. The university has come up to say even before now, over 1 million Nigerians have applied to the university to verify if Bola Tinubu attended, and they all verify he attended the school. You've now gone extra mile to ask for the records. The records have been given to you. This man attended our university. What else? So even if you are attending the university without let's even assume and admit that he didn't attend the university with a GC or whatever. He has attended the university. What do you want to do about it? He got his distinction. He was employed in some of the top companies in the world. Deloitte cannot be a stupid company, cannot be a mediocre company. Mobile producing cannot be a mediocre company to have employed such a personality. And some people who cannot even verify their own results, who have nothing to even show, are the ones that are looking for technical loophole in order to justify the election failure. I think for me it's the saddest thing we can ever talk about. Go to the tribunal and present the case that you won election. You lost election. And you're looking for shortcuts. The only deposition that is there is that President Bola Tinubu attended Chicago State University and he graduated from that university. Any other thing, his matters arise as far as I'm concerned.
Let me ask you.
You are talking about forgery. You are talking about forgery. You are talking about forgery. You are talking about alteration. And they have told you in the US, they print one copy. In fact, even in your school that you attended, it's only one copy that is printed. If you go back and lost it, they might give you to who may consign. They might give you. They may not give you that original copy any longer. Even in your Nigerian school, they might give you something else. So and they have told you that in the US, this thing is outsourced. You can get it from authorized agents. And you are still saying it was forged. How can somebody forge his own in a place where he graduated? He's not forging it.
All right, Alessa, hold on. Okay. Alessa, let me ask you something. For example, okay, so fine. Every individual here, I'm sure some individuals that went to school, I'm sure you have several certifications. So if the president's, academic record was as transparent as you are stating and saying that there is no basis for the argument from the People's Democratic Party, why did the president really hold on to that document not being disclosed to or given to Atiku Abubakar? Why did he say it will cause him irreparable harm?
See, I will not give you my certificate because you are not my employer. If today you are in doubt that I have an ICANN, ACA, and FCA, you are in doubt, I will not give you. I will allow you run your wild goose chase because you are not my employer. I'm not seeking job from you. I'm not seeking a contract from you. We went to a contest and that is that. So what am I trying to prove? You just went to a wild goose chase. Only my employer can write. I can only disclose that to my employer, or when there is the need. Maybe I'm in scheme admission to under school. Atiku was not Tinubu's employer. I think he was only looking for something that is a wild goose chase, and the president could allow him to chase shadow and keep chasing. So as far as I'm concerned, there is nothing of substance, nothing of okay, he's gotten the record. He saw Tinubu's grade, he's gotten all the grades. The university has said this guy is our student. The university has confirmed him to have attended the university. So what else? Is there another thing? Or the university too, or the university connive with President Tinubu to alter results, to alter their documents? I have a right to who sees my I attend University of Port Harcourt, and I have a right to who sees my transcript, to who sees my record.
Let me ask you something, Alester. The school during the deposition process, when Angela Liu asked the question to Caleb Westberg, who is secretary of the school, they asked him a question that CSU has determined that it does not have a true and correct copy of the diploma issued to Bola Tinubu in 1979. Is it correct? And they said yes, that's correct. They also went ahead to say that CSU, after going through every diploma, was unable to find an authentic copy of any diploma that CSU issued to Tinubu in 1979. Is that correct? And the CSU registrar in his response said, we did not find any diploma issued by CSU in 1979 to Mr. Tinubu. And they asked again, and coming straight to the specific issue, whether the CSU is aware of or in possession of the diploma that Tinubu submitted to INEC, to which Mr. Westberg simply said, correct, we're not aware of it. So I don't know if you understand the reason why this is a focus, why this is a conversation, because according to you, you're saying that we're blowing things out of proportion, we're giving it unnecessary attention. And the question that a lot of Nigerians will ask is, this is our president. Nigeria is a commercial hub of Africa. In fact, it's the giant of Africa, as supposedly said. And the president represents that. So why would there be a back and forth about the president's document? Why would there be inconsistencies about his document? During the deposition of the school, this is what the secretary is saying. So that's basically why Nigerians are wondering, why is that?
Nigerians are not wondering. It is the failed Nigerians. It is the bitter Nigerians that are wondering, not Nigerians. Not the 8 million plus, and those that not the 8 million plus, including myself, that voted for Bola Tinubu. It is the disgruntled Nigerians that do not understand that elections are over. They are the ones that are talking. Now, you read only a portion of the deposition. Why didn't you read all? Now, that's why I say I'm shocked that your station is always promoting the wrong values, and with due respect. Look, the deposition was Tinubu attended our university, and the university confirmed it. So what is certification? What is the diploma or no diploma or the paper that was awarded? They said they produced only one copy, and the man picked it up. So they did not have another copy, and that was it.
Okay.
Now they have outsourced. In the American university, in the American system, copies can be outsourced to agencies, and which you can apply to and get. So if the university says Tinubu attended our university from 1977 to 1979, he was our student, and it is the same man that is sitting in Aso Rock as the executive president of Nigeria, that the same man attended our university, and he graduated. Not only attending, he graduated. That was the school disposition. So every other question or twisting of facts has total irrelevance as far as this issue is concerned.
All right. Unless I want to ask you, there's something I want to ask you. Are you being objective, or is it because are you being objective in your response? Wait, now, are you being objective in your response about this, or it's because you support the president? I just want to find out that.
No. I am being 100% objective, because if today somebody comes to argue my degree or my qualification, I will allow you to do your wild goose chase. And that's what the president has just done. He allowed you to do your wild goose chase. Because if the university said he was not in our school, then we'll start talking about where he got the certificate. But the university has said so. And this is a man that has worked in top organizations of the world. Did they not confirm his academic records? Are you saying that Deloitte is a usual organization? Are you saying that Mobile is a usual organization that didn't confirm his academic records? That he never attended those schools? Or that he attended and he dropped out, or that he failed, or he didn't complete? The university said he completed it. Now you are talking about the paper that they gave to him. They're giving you his transcript. What is bigger than transcripts in terms of academic record? If today you apply to university anywhere in the world, what they will ask for is not your certificate, it's your transcript. Now they have given the transcript has been released, and we're still finding holes. If he carries a certificate or he didn't carry the certificate, he forged. How can I forge my own certificate? How can I forge it?
All right,
my
thank
own
you.
Certificate.
Thank
What
you,
is
Lester.
forgery? Forgery means taking what you didn't own,
all right,
what you didn't have. That is forgery.
All right, thank you. Just, I implore you to please hold on. Barrister Joe, I need your reaction or your response to what, Lester Wilcox has said concerning the president's certificate. According to Lester Wilcox, he believes that the president had been affirmed to have attended the institution, and that every other thing that's been said by the opposition political party is just, trying to come up from a drowning water. What's your take on that?
I will most humbly disagree with that.
Okay.
Because people attend institutions. First and foremost, it depends on what is an issue.
Okay.
We've discussed this severally here, that even the major issue was not whether Tinubu attended or not. It was the certificate that he obtained in that school. I'm a lawyer. I went to Nigerian Law School. I went to University of Nigeria. I know what I was awarded. I know the certificate. They gave me certificates. I graduated from there. Some students graduated with a pass. Some made a 2-1. Some made a 2-2. Some made first class. Even in law school, you have a pass. You have 2-1, you have 2-2. You have first class. So that you went to law school is not in its finality that you cannot forge your result. I can go to law school and make a pass and forge my result and put myself to 2-1. I am misleading. I've committed forgery by altering the contents of that certificate from pass to 2-1. So going to law school is a different issue. I went to law school. I was called to the bar. But I can still go to Oluwale and upgrade my results and ask so many things I did not score, or the grades that were not given to me in that place. In the new certificate I just gave to myself. I remember when I was in secondary school, one guy forged his secondary school annual result. He actually passed some subjects. We upgraded them to A, and some of them B, and changed the original script that school gave him to all those A, for him to go and do whatever he wanted, maybe to change school to another school. So they will not know his actual grade in that school. But he passed that exam in that secondary school. He passed that school. So when people talk, I usually look at, do they know what is an issue? Forgery is not a function of whether you attended certain things or not. It's a matter of what you attended. Was that what you have?
Okay.
Tinubu actually went from inconsistencies to what they asked him. They asked the school whether what he tendered before INEC. I mean, Deputy Governor of Bayelsa State had the issue. Was that not some of the contents of what was submitted in INEC, Eberemeko, whatever? They were his names. But he altered some of the names there. He was a human being. He was born and brought up in Bayelsa. They never said his identity is not a Bayelsa man. For goodness, that's the kind of argument my friend on the way course is putting up. That deputy governor is from Bayelsa State. It would have been so be it. Since he's a Bayelsa man, he's from Bayelsa, he was born and brought up in Bayelsa, he's a Bayelsa person, so be it. So whatever that he tenders in INEC is immaterial. He's a Bayelsa man. That's the kind of argument the person is putting up. That's just spoke now. Once you have gone to school, it's immaterial whether you presented what the school did not give you. He mentioned where he worked. Some of those companies have not come up to tell Nigerians that he actually worked there. I saw in a play whether it is real or not real. Where the lawyers say they are not sure he worked there. They've not come up to tell us he worked there. So the question now is that what do you got from that school? Because they asked them, what they issued him, was that what he attended to INEC? They said they don't know. They're not aware of that. The people now said they're subletted to third party. I looked at that as very, very laughable. When I look at arguments of some of the partisan people, it makes me laugh. If you sublet something to a third party, now the third party must replicate exactly what the original certificate has as its contents. Subletting something to a third party does not give the third party unrestrained liberty to print whatever they have and put your name. This is VOP. You may have issue and say, okay, let me use one printer at Jibo to print or Somolu to print out some documents for us. That document must reflect what the original VOP certificate document has. That the benefit to third party does not give those in Somolu printers the right to alter what VOP issued as a qualifying certificate or qualifying whatever for a worker here. If that person goes there to alter the content of that, he has committed forgery. The question in issue is that the president of Nigeria is alleged to have forged some documents, especially his certificates, and upgraded it to, like, when he was campaigning, he was making mouth, he made so A's and this and that, a dean's list and this and that. That might be what he has, what things that are contained in what he forged, different from what he obtained from that university. And that was why Atiku wanted to know exactly what the school gave him. To know exactly whether it was the same thing he submitted to INEC. And now it has been proven to a very, very reasonable extent that what he submitted to INEC is not the same thing that what the school gave him. And we want to know whether a president can descend so low, a man that is seen as the image of a nation, the embodiment of integrity, the embodiment of a mentorship of the whole upcoming generation and current generation, whether he can indulge in such nefarious, in such kind of belittling activities. That is what is bothering the minds of Nigerians. I mean, minds of unbiased Nigerians. Nigerians that is conscious of their integrity, conscious of their passport, conscious of their names, conscious of what the country represents within and outside Nigeria. Those in diaspora, those in Nigeria, aspiring Nigerians that want to live a genuine, sincere life. Not life shrouded in controversy, shrouded in fraud, shrouded in forgery, and you're telling us, like, live it like that. We don't want to live it like, because we have children at home. We have younger ones that are aspiring to become leaders of tomorrow. We don't want to create such a dangerous, disastrous precedent.
All right.
So the question now is that Atiku never went into, Tinubu knew the contents of that. Was why he deposed affidavit that the reason that result will cause irreparable damage to him.
All right.
I graduated from University of Nigeria 2003. Anybody that wants to go there should go and file and get it. I'm not going to file any counter. I know my grade there. Okay. I don't want to say it on the air here. Mm-hmm. I finished from law school. You can file Ijeoma Egwuatu, go to law school and file it and check it. I won't even reply you.
All right.
I can't even waste my time to reply you.
All right.
So the point is that Atiku has gotten what he wanted and has filed action in court, seeking leave of the Supreme Court, to tender it as fresh evidence in compliance with the rules of 1985, Supreme Court rules. And he has served the lawyers to Tinubu and lawyers to APC. Let us allow Judiciary to look into that and tell us their own view on that. As to whether a course of action has risen, as for what transpired in Chicago, a course of action has risen. Even the other issue you said. Because why people were interested, for me, people were not interested in that Chicago issue or whatever before. It was when Tinubu now filed that appeal from the lower court.
Which is what I asked.
Now telling that to do irreparable damage will be done to his person. People now became interested.
The whetted people's curiosity.
Arouse that curiosity. What actually is in this certificate that this man is striving so hard to hide? Now his supporters are saying why good says he said the government was like Western. I mean, I don't know why you should make a human being to look like a teen god. Tinubu is not a teen god. He's like every one of us. People supporting him should give him some human flesh. So the old man will know that he's a human. Don't make him look like a super star. He's not. Even during election days, I said he has been defeated. I said, look, I'm on my feet. I'm on my feet, please. When the election say he has never been, I say he has been defeated in many places. Tinubu is not a thing God. We must unveil who Tinubu is because the Nigerians are involved. 200 million Nigerians are involved, and he is the president. He's not an individual that we cannot question his when he's living his private life. We may not have time to scrutinize all these things. But now he's Nigerian president. Whatever action he takes, whatever action he didn't take, whatever he does has a very, very impactful kind of weight on the Nigeria as a country.
All right, Barrister Joe, thank you. Alester, so here is a...
Let me just say...
okay, go ahead.
Let me just say this. Let me just say this. With due respect to the barrister, it's like a lot of lawyers have lost it totally on this Tinubu's issue. There are some of us who were not opportune to go to law school. It's becoming better informed in terms of legal matters than most lawyers. What this Tinubu issue has created in the minds of people. And a lot of people have outsourced their brain, have outsourced their education to persons who are far less in value to them. And that is the irony and the trajectory of our society today. Nobody says Tinubu is God. Tinubu can never be God.
Don't tell us people that went to Chicago went on Y2. They allow them to go and float of their own.
He has never ever assumed that role of being a god. He is human, and he's somebody that is open. He has been the most investigated, the most hated, the most viral. Every problem in Nigeria is attached to him, yet he has remained standing. So all of you should. So those who are talking, when they say Nigerians, and the question I ask, which Nigerians?
At least by voting arrangement now, 14 million Nigerians against your 8 million now.
Is it the ones that
14 million Nigerians against your own 8 million? You mentioned 8 million they represent.
Is it the ones that lost election?
Yeah, the 14 million that lost against your own 8 million that won.
You have a right to be bitter.
No, 14 million that won against your own 8. Will you admit you represent 8 million?
But listen, sir. You cannot deride the country or the president of the country and you allow us to keep quiet. First and foremost,
we are all part of the country.
This man is not your mate in terms of academic qualification. Now, the university he attended has come up and said his transcript. Sir, do you know what is called a transcript?
Okay, I have transcript. I've done my master. I have transcript. Okay, he put himself in issue. Tinubu put himself in issue by submitting. Oga, why didn't Tinubu tell the school to? Can you listen? Why didn't Tinubu write Chicago to submit to send transcript to INEC? Why did Tinubu write Chicago to do that? He went and submitted something different from what the school got. So why are you now raising the issue of transcript? I want to take on you now. Why are you mentioning transcript? No, why are you mentioning transcript now?
Let Alessa talk so we can hear what he says. Wait, just
he wants to make lawyers
you would respond.
He should not mention transcript.
You would respond to what he's saying. But Alessa, please continue.
He's not Dekule. Come on, for goodness sake. You
raise the issue of transcript. You are raising issue of again.
Look, you have reduced your law school has become, some of you, your law school has become what I think is what I will call.
I don't want to insult your profession.
I
don't want to insult. If I insult the way you sound, the way you are behaving, your attitude. If I insult your profession,
hold on. Let's not use crude. Hold on, Alessa. Hold on. Let's not use crude comments. Let's focus on the conversation we're having. It's not a personal thing. We're talking about the certificate of the president, and we're looking at everything. Hold on, Alessa. No, hold on, Barrister Joe. Alessa, please hold on. We're focusing. Alessa, hold on. Alessa, hold on. We're focusing on the crux of the matter concerning the president's certificate. It's not a personal back and forth between individuals. We're not going personalized. We're talking about the president's disputed document, his academic record. And the reason is because the opposition people's democratic presidential candidate went ahead to search for it. He went to court, he pursued it, and he said that there was something not transparent about that particular document. And that's why we're talking about it. And why is it of import that we're talking about? President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president of the Federation. If there seems to be anything that is of an anomaly that may put a question on his personality, of course we'll have to address it. This is what we have to do. Earlier you mentioned something. You said that this particular radio station seems to be anti this administration, and if it were so, I wouldn't have sought your perception or opinion on the program. So if it is, we were trying to balance the perception on this particular academic record. There is nothing about the station being possibly biased or one-sided. So let me ask you something, Alessa, which I want you to help me buttress again. For example, like the case of Miss Oma, what happened? We saw that she brought up something. She said she printed it from the JAM website. Upon further investigations, it was found out that was not an authenticated paper that was printed out from the JAM website. Further investigations revealed that, there is an app that does all those things. But it almost feels like the same thing is what is occurring with the president. The reason why this is a point of conversation is that why did the president make expressions that made a lot of people afraid? He seemed to be afraid. He said there'll be harm on his life or his personality. He adduced that the press will drag him, or that people will drag him, or his political opponents will drag him. Why are you concerned about that if your document is as straightforward as possible? That's basically why this whole thing is a conversation. He whetted the appetite of a lot of Nigerians by doing that. So kindly respond to that, please.
See, look, the case of Mesoma is worlds apart to the case of Bola Tinubu.
Okay.
Worlds apart. The case of Mesoma was a clear, just like your colleague in the city is talking about. You get a third class, you go and change it to S first class. That is a different. That for me is forgery. Now, Bola Tinubu certificate was he is the person that will tell you the process upon which he got it. And we have been told that because that certificate was issued in 1999, and we have been told that in the American system, you can apply for your certificate through third parties. And when they verified that you pass through that university, they will issue it to you.
But Caleb Westberg said that he never saw. He said he never saw any application for. The Caleb Westberg of an individual. The secretary said that he never saw.
Let them get to court. Okay. Let them get to court. Then they will prove it there. It's not for me. I was not in Bola Tinubu's house when he got his duplicate or whatever. But what we are saying is what is in the open to all of us, and anybody who is arguing that must be coming from some other outer space.
Unless I think everyone is entitled to their opinion.
He came up with a distinction.
Okay.
No, he came up with a distinction. His transcript that shows all the subjects he took confirms his grade to be a distinction. And what he got on that certificate is clearly his diploma, which is the same thing that the school issues. So where is the forgery? Did they alter what is in the transcript? Where is the forgery? So when they get to court, for me, people are only trying to create a storm in the teacup when there is no teacup. And when you allow lawyers to cash in on you, to work on your ignorance, and lawyers, my friend is a lawyer, they know that they cannot reject a case because they want to cash out. And they always cash out. And so this is the best time to cash out. Because if you keep dragging or making your supporters happy and give them hope, when you know that it's a hopeless hope you are giving to your supporters, first and foremost, even the time frame for you to file in any paper is elapsed.
All right, Alessa, let me read out something to you. Alessa, let me read out something to you by this particular reporter. His name is J. Coyden Palmer. J. Coyden Palmer said that on the alleged diploma, the date of graduation is listed as June 27, 1979. The signature of the CSU president shows Elnora D. Daniel. And he said he laughed so hard when he saw this because Dr. Daniel did not become the president of Chicago State until 1998. Now, in reaction to this whole certificate debacle, Elnora Daniel has actually said she's going to sue President Bola Tinubu to court because she said that he stated that she was the president at the time or that she signed on his academic record or his certificate is not true, that it is lie, it is perjury. And so she's saying she's going to sue immediately. The court gives all the documents or the academic records to Atiku Abubakar. According to her, she said her family asked her to do so. So the question is, why put a name of somebody on that particular document when that person was not in that institution until 2008? I don't know if you see the crux of the matter here. What is causing this conflicting reaction from Nigerians concerning this? Why there is a controversy about that document? That's just it.
That document was issued in 1999, right?
Okay.
In 1999.
Go ahead.
So I'm not aware of anybody saying he wants to sue the president, but that is the person's right. And the president would defend. So the president has not even spoken a word. All this you are just conjuring. Their lawyers are just the one making the conjectures. He has not spoken a word.
No, I asked you about this. I asked you about this CSU president because she has come out to say that it is not true. So the question is, if Elnora Daniel was not in that institution in 1979. It's there. You can read up. She has responded. So okay, I need your objective. Let's just. I need you to be objective in response to this. Okay. So why would a name of an individual who was not yet in that institution be detailed or be put on paper as a person who was the principal or the president of the institution when the person attended that institution possibly 17 years after, which was in 2008? So the question is, why? That's the thing. It feels like a lie. Why is Elnora Daniel's name on that?
Okay. I'm also wondering why his name would be in a certificate issued in 1999.
1979. He graduated in June 27, 1979.
Whoever issued it. No, that's a replacement. The replacement is 1999.
So why was the name of the graduation? Why was the name of the?
What I'm saying is, maybe whoever issued it is anticipating. It's not anticipating that woman will come there 2008. See, there's a lot of.
The person is anticipating that she'll come there in 2008. How?
There's a lot of jungle that is going on until she sues. Let her sue. According to you, I'm not aware.
Read it up. She has actually responded. She said her family asked her to respond to clear her honorable name.
I don't until she sues now. Am I going to preempt her action?
Okay. Alesta, in 1979, let me tell you something. The graduation that, as the president stated that he graduated from CSU in 1979, Dr. Daniel, this particular president in 1979, was working as a teaching assistant at Columbia University, according to her biography and the resume she submitted when she applied to become the president of Chicago State in 1998. She's now 81 years of age. She's retired and living on the East Coast. So the question is that if the president of Nigeria, who is 71 years himself, claims she signed his diploma, the president of CSU in 1979 was actually Dr. Benjamin H. Alexander, and he died in 1997. He was the first African American to serve in that role at CSU. And in 1979, Dr. Lubin, who is now married, going by the name Lubin Johnson, she wasn't even a doctor in 1979.
You are making a lot of conjectures.
These are not conjectures. These are not conjectures. This is it's okay. Alexa.
Okay, the one that did the response to the registrar.
So these are the I've got to check Elnora Daniel's biography.
Of the university, all these questions.
See, this is already before the
court. Was it part of the disposition? Was it part of the disposition to the registrar? To registrar that came to do, is it part of the questions? The question was in the university. Yes, it was there.
And so every other thing shouldn't matter. Every other thing shouldn't matter. Whether it was not proper, things were not properly documented or not.
I'm saying it here to you. I'm saying that to you and your station is totally irrelevant.
Okay.
Because as far as I'm concerned, the whole issue is, first, he didn't attend the university. Second, he was a lady, he was a woman. Third, he was a mother. Now all that has been buried, and now you are not digging. The new issues you are not digging up is who was the president.
That was what the president claimed on that. That was what the president said. The president said that Elnora Daniel was the president at the time when he graduated.
The content of the document is submitted.
It's part of the
document is submitted.
Hold on. You are the one telling me now, so I'm going to read it up. And I wait for the suit.
Okay. All right, Alesta. Thank you for staying with us, because I know you gave me a very limited time. I would have loved you to stay further, honestly speaking, because I know the callers will want to ask you questions. However, you can actually, what's your social media handle? What's your social media handle, please?
And I'll be happy for the caller.
What's your social media handle? So, questions could be directed to you.
I only use WhatsApp. Give them my WhatsApp number.
Okay. No, Facebook. I can't give them your WhatsApp number. You don't have a Facebook account?
Sorry, I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on
social media. You should be on social media, Lester. People will kabash you. They will kabash you very well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lester. All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, Barrister, it's been quite what I say is a wholesome one, honestly speaking, because he seems to be astute in stating on the fact that every other thing is irrelevant so long as the deposition stated that a Bola A. Tinubu attended the institution, and that's all that matters. And I want to ask you, if I'm to come to your company to work and you cannot verify some basic information on my certificate, would you employ me first before you start making investigations to find out, oh, this institution said my name is there, but every other thing is, it's not important? Would you employ me?
The answer is basically no. It's basically no. It's just like we are speaking from a partisan disposition.
We are speaking from a partisan disposition?
We are speaking because the person that just spoke.
Okay.
There are so many unanswered questions. Posed to it. In the country, they forgot that we have 3 categories of people in Nigeria. Some people are those that are supporting political candidates. Some might be supporting PDP, APC, or whatever. some are concerned Nigerians that are not interested in whether APC or PDP is there or Labour. Their major concern is about the country called Nigeria, which at this moment they are part of. Then some are people that are benefiting from these people. Now they don't like lump everybody into the category of partisanship. And it makes it difficult for them to accept reasonable kind of opinions and views that will guide them into arriving at certain conclusions that will enable the country to move forward. So every issue that you start finding a way around it and dabbling, flagging popular opinion that people just like what I asked him. I said, somebody went to a place to like file action, challenging release of something, enumerated the disadvantages or the losses and the dangers they portend to him if it is released. Okay. Now, when you now see most of them say, he's a strong man. He was just taking Atiku all the way, just making full of Atiku. It's part of why he's called so sad. Still used to irritate me. You focus, how can someone get to that level of intellectual, expedition without having something to hide? And I know those things are part of what made him tick, what made him strong, what made him whatever the government. I said, Mr. Man, can you just reason why? There must be something inside it. Now, the issue, even before here, I remember when the other guy was Murphy. Before even the Chicago released that result, we told them that the major issue before this Chicago is not even whether Tinubu attended that result. It's even what that result gave him. Okay. Was it actually what he gave INEC?
Well, the school during the deposition said they couldn't actually identify the one that was given to INEC, even if Ebola A. Tinubu attended that institution. But they said that the one that was given to INEC, they cannot actually authenticate it.
That is where the problem is. You remember Evans and Warren saga? It was even Evans and Evan. Only S that made him to lose his seat of the Senate president then. Okay. Just a point now. Just that S. That was when Nigeria was conscious of morality, was conscious of people leading them. Salisu Buhari will know his own and whatever. He bowed out.
Let's go to it.
If you have no benefits, if you have nothing beneficial, a fraudulent benefit to gain by altering that result, why will you do it?
All right, so let me take you to what Festus Keyamo has said in response to this whole ordeal. It's quite unfortunate that we're beginning to see the support, those who are supporting the president and those who are not in support of the president. So Festus Keyamo is of the perception that except the vendor who issued the replacement certificate on behalf of CSU also denies its authenticity, the responsibility remains on Atiku Abubakar to prove the allegation that that certificate was forged. Keyamo boasted about his legal background, said the only choice Atiku has is to fish out the vendor involved in Tinubu's certificate scandal to be able to verify its authenticity or otherwise and prove his allegation of forgery, adding that they are ready to meet the former vice president and his lawyers at the Supreme Court. So he argued that Tinubu is clean. The minister also highlighted the difference between the current controversy regarding President Tinubu's academic records and the academic credentials of former President Muhammadu Buhari. So I want to read out what he said on his X platform. He said, when some comments or perception of or otherwise plain and simple issues are so moronic, mischievous or downright odious, they really do not deserve a response because you would be dignifying idiocy. But let me drop this here for posterity. I have been a defense and prosecution lawyer at the highest level in criminal trials for more than 30 years. You cannot, this is in capital letter, you cannot allege or prove forgery except the purported maker of the document denies its authenticity or there is uncontradicted evidence of a forensic report that categorically says the document was deliberately altered or concocted by the person who authored in a legal sense or issued it. He said, applying this principle to the case of Atiku Abubakar versus Chicago State University, so long as the university openly said they do not issue replacement certificates, but that vendors do so on their behalf, all these knowings about so-called forgery are useless until the particular vendor that issued the replacement certificate to at official BAT denies its authenticity, and it is a duty of the accuser to fish out the said vendor and get that evidence. It is not the other way around. He who alleges must prove. Now, in this case, if you listen to what he wrote here, he is taking advantage, or he's pointing out the basis, through the technical basis through which the Supreme Court would make its ruling, which brings us back to the question. For the judicial system in the country, to be honest with you, it feels like technicality is weighed more than morality. For example, at the Presidential Election Petition Court, when they were addressing what the petitioners, tendered at the court, none of the judges reprimanded INEC's participation in all of this. The document that was tendered to INEC, it was the responsibility of INEC to check out the viability of that document, to authenticate how genuine that document is. That wasn't done. Okay, that's the first place. Secondly, the Presidential Election Petition Court did not ask INEC to give an official statement on what caused the glitch on the IRA portal, that we couldn't see the result real time as they promised us in November 20, 2022, when they said that the results will be uploaded real time. So it almost feels like the court just left INEC alone. No reprimand, nothing about their attitude towards how the elections were conducted and all the anomalies that were obviously observed during the elections. So what would you say to this, would I say, certainty from the camp of the president that the Supreme Court would not rule otherwise? Because according to what Festus Keyamo is saying, until the Atiku Abubakar is able to produce a vendor that produced this particular certificate that they are saying is forged, then nothing holds sway.
One is that, with due respect to Alanes Keyamo, it's not the Supreme Court. Although while we usually have issues in Nigeria, is that most of, like what happened in the case of Presidential Election Tribunal, almost all these side talks that people make on behalf of APC, that have found their way inside the ruling. I'm just telling you the truth. Most of the side talks that we are making by the legal teams of APC were almost all the things that guided the way the judgment was delivered. So when I was listening to it, I was like, was this the final written address of APC and all the things that we are circulating on social media that the judges put together to read as judgment? Or they made their own input? We might not be surprised if, Supreme Court, as they are presently, with due respect, might just buy into that kind of opinion. Tinubu has never told us that he applied to a third party to issue that certificate.
Okay.
He didn't say so. His lawyer did not say so. He never made any document available to show that there was a letter written. Like lawyers right now, if you misplace your original call to birth certificate, you write to Council of Legal Education. They will acknowledge that you made that application before they will issue you. The CSU only said that the third party can issue. They did not say the third party issued that certificate. They didn't say they issued it. They didn't say they issued it. They never even said the third party issued. If they have said that third party issued, the argument of KMO will carry a kind of weight. Since the third party issued, then go to that third party and then get them to denounce the one that Tinubu submitted. And CSU did not even mention the third party that will issue. They said they didn't mention the third party. Who is that third party? Was it mentioned?
So what Keyamo is saying now, that it is a responsibility of Atiku Abubakar, who is alleging that particular doc certificate is forged, to produce who that third party is. That it behoves on him. Which is what I'm trying to ask him.
He's dragging the matter to a dimension of technicality.
Yes, which has actually been the voice of the day. More technical. Nigeria. Yes.
And that has been what is destroying the confidence of people in judiciary in Nigeria. Can you look at what transpired in that matter at in US? The appellate court there, McDonald, I think that's her name.
Nancy Maldonado.
Quickly gave order that this thing be.
It wasn't even up to a week.
So she said that the avalanche of mails and calls coming to the court, register of the court,
of course,
from Nigerians, she treated on the side of the people. And more than on the side of technicality, let this thing be issued, let this country use it and do whatever they want to do for the good of the public, for public good. But in Nigeria, most of our judiciary go into expeditions of technicalities and all that, leaving the substance.
In fact, CSU attorney Michael Hayes has said that the university is prepared to do whatever the court asks of it to do. He said that the international controversy has brought unwanted and unfair publicity to the school, literally embarrassing the school, and it's trying to stay firm to the educational qualities it says it possesses.
Yes, I know because most of the things they said that they were deposed on oath.
At some point,
I believe that if I don't know which authority that will do that, might dig deeper regarding all the things that transpired in that court.
But the question, where was the president begging? If according to what Alistair Wilcox said, that the president attended the institution, that the transcript disclosed that he had distinctions. I'm just trying to ask.
The mayor of that Chicago, he celebrated Nigerian independence on the 1st of October, and I don't want to say some certain things.
So it's not about saying anything.
Yes.
It happened. So there are speculations that possibly the school was bribed.
Yes.
Maybe donations have been made to the school over time, and that's why there were inconsistent reports from the school.
The moment that battle was like, you must release it, the other party will not go home and sleep. The party that release will cause deep injury will not go home and sleep. Somebody posted to me where the mayor of that place was like celebrating flagging Nigeria self. What for? Even on the 1st of October, before that document was released on the 2nd.
But a lot of Nigerians attend that institution.
I was like, why is he celebrating Nigeria independence? I became suspicious of what might transpire if a mayor of that Chicago will begin to celebrate our independence.
But Barrister Joe,
if they have done that on oath, it's a very serious offense in US.
But they have actually done it on oath. The deposition was on oath.
I said now they have done it on oath.
Yes.
Now they have done that on oath. I believe other suits will come up.
On the oath, what they said is Ebola A. Tinubu attended their institution.
They never wanted to mention what that A is.
Meant.
Whether it was Ahmed
or Adekunle. We do know that here is Ahmed.
Yes.
But
Ahmed,
how come the profile of the president has changed and included Adekunle?
And they never mentioned certain things. There was no picture. There was no so many things that even in Africa here that they cajole us.
And the identity of the
person, So in Africa, I was like, does it mean that we have a better documentation in Nigerian institutions, say more than US? How can somebody pass through a university without the contacts and the materials of that person, information that of that person being properly programmed? Because in Nigeria, if you go to my school, even my secondary school, you have my first name, you have my second name, you have my third name there. You have my identity, you have my picture.
But in Chatham House, Tinubu actually said that CSU sent his original certificate to him.
But now it had been contradicted. But they said that they are not aware of that. Even the one he has might be from the third party. There were so many inconsistencies, and these things are enough. Because if you look at the case of this Berebeko, that's deputy governor of Bayelsa State. The Supreme Court did not go into this position of looking for who issued those certificates, or who gave him that name, or where he got all those things from. They look at what was before the court, whether they can establish prima facie inconsistency on what documents the deputy governor submitted and disqualified him.
Now, based on information in the open, this is again, I'm reading out what Paul Ibe is saying, based on the fresh documents or evidence that they have, eventually stated or disclosed that they have against the president, affirming that his, certificate is forged. They said that President Tinubu applied to the CSU with a pre-qualifying 1970 certificate from Government College Lagos.
Well, it was
whereas
1974.
The school did not come into existence until 1974. So the question now is, maybe this should make the president the first man ever to have an anticipatory certification from the school.
The person that spoke last said we should just throw away.
But the question is, where are all these inconsistencies? You said you joined that school in 1970. The school opened in 1974.
That particular discovery is enough to disqualify the president.
But now, what? Okay.
Because you deposed to that you filled your form saying that you graduated from the school that even enabled you to be accepted as a student in that school, CSU. Because you cannot just go into a foreign university and get admission without having passed through maybe secondary or primary or whatever education somewhere else. that will now tender that will be pre-qualifying credential, they're able to be admitted into that school. Now, the results even submitted, the academic record is submitted from Nigeria, was totally false. School that was established in 1974, you submitted a document bearing that you have finished that school in 1970. Put even which were the things that CSU considered even before giving you admission. So the foundation and the basis of even getting admission was fraudulent. Just I want to get admission to study maybe in a university, and I tendered forged certificate, forged GC or forged WAEC. So everything I have done in that university, if it is discovered that I gained admission there through fraudulent means, goes to no issue.
Okay, so what begs what point? Hold on.
Those things are should be thrown away.
So no, INEC did not say anything.
No,
that's the thing.
Alex.
Okay, Alistair Wilcox. Okay, that's the thing. That's the question
So
I want to ask is the question I want to ask is the president said Elnora Daniel was the president of the institution at the time.
It was found out to be false again.
And at that time, she was not even in that institution until 2008. That's one. Then secondly, the school you said you attended, a government college in Lagos, that you found
was not in existence
until 1974.
And these are the
inaccuracies.
And these are the contents of the certificate you submitted.
Now, Elnora Daniel had actually written, she's quite old, and she said that she had heard all about this. She didn't want to say anything initially, but her family has told her to clear. Yeah, her family has told her to clear her name. The FBI claimed that they're going to release about 2,500 documents from this month. We haven't seen or heard anything yet. I don't know what to expect on what they're going to release concerning that. I don't know if the presidency is going to do something about it by stopping the FBI from having to release that particular document, because it's been a whole lot.
Yes.
Before Judge Nancy Maldonado eventually gave her judgment, they said that the president's camp tried to reach out to Atiku Abubakar to hold on. They asked the court to hold on before they get that record. They were also looking for other courts through which they could file for appeal to put a stay. But Nancy Maldonado really put a fence on it, whereby if they did not do so within the stipulated time she gave, it should have been contempt. Yes, it would have been contempt of court. It is that she said she was not going to entertain that. So, which brings us to question here, Barrister John Wokedi. At what point do you think that our public institutions, especially INEC, should be reprimanded? Should INEC be dissolved? Should another credible institution that is meant to coordinate our elections come up? Other critics have warned INEC that the next elections to take place in Imo, Kogi and Bayelsa should not be as the elections that were carried out on February 25, 2023. Nobody now trusts the institution as INEC. Also, it always makes it feel like the presidency has an upper hand when it comes to the judiciary and the positions they make. For example, with what transpired at the recent conclusion, the ruling that they gave at the Presidential Election Petition Court. So, the APC seems certain that this particular deposition, this evidence filed by Atiku Abubakar, will definitely not make any difference. They've been consistent in that. In fact, right from Chicago State University during the deposition, they said that it's not going to hold water in our electoral system. That is what the APC said. Would it be surprising to hear the Supreme Court rule, it's sort of in favor or along the lines, along the logic given by the APC concerning that?
It was in Kenya that we saw a Supreme Court that ruled against a serving president, another fair run. Although eventually Uhuru Kenyatta later won again. But at least they met exerted a kind of authority as the Supreme Court law of the land, Supreme Court of the land. But in Nigeria, if we may follow what has been the practice, right from 1979 till that, it's seemingly impossible for Nigerian Supreme Court not to rule in favor of a serving president. But the challenge you have now in the judiciary, because you have to start speaking up, is that the quality of the judges at the Supreme Court that we used to have, even now they are getting a kind of watered down because of mode of recruitment of people into high courts and federal high courts, state high courts and other courts that will eventually enable them to, be promoted up to appeal court to Supreme Court. Some are now being given the slots to their in-laws, their kids, to their nephews, to their wives, to their brothers and all that political associates. In fact, political parties are sponsoring a lot of people into the bench. In next 20, 30 years, I don't even think the Supreme Court will even be like a place somebody will go, because it is the recruitment process. They go through a process. They don't just appoint a lawyer to Supreme Court from the present rules we have, except if it's amended in time to come.
Right.
They presently must be in High Court, Appeal Court, then promoted to Supreme Court. Okay. Then if they change, if they listen to the voice of the people, if they look at the damage, the whole of this saga around one man, discussing to Nigeria, and decide to salvage the image of Nigeria, I believe they will look into this issue and make a pronouncement that will reflect the public trust of Nigerians in the courts.
Mr. Darlington, you wanted to say something. Can you?
Yes, Esther. How are you?
I'm fine. Good evening. Thank you. Welcome to the Political Spotlight.
Good evening to your guest.
All right.
Good evening.
Please, the issue here should have been, how did the Tinubu get into CSU? All the documents he took to that place, are they genuine? The answer is no. So if you enter the university through fake documents, how can you obtain original certificate from the same university? Can you put something on nothing?
I said it, yeah.
The social security number that was on that transcript, does it belong to Tinubu? Because it has been clear that that social security number is from Virginia State in the United States. And Tinubu has never in his life visited or stayed in that state. This Bola Tinubu is a female. And if she went to that CSU, that was why it was easy for Tinubu to claim that certificate. And that was why the university said yes, a name like that graduated in our school.
From the institution.
He attended in our school. Nobody should blame the university for saying this. Then if it is the Tinubu that is in Asoro Okunat that went to CSU, what stops him from going to collect his original certificate from that school? Since how many years ago? You know why he cannot do that?
Why, Mr. Darlington?
Tinubu cannot, because there are processes to obtain another replacement from that university. They made it clear. He cannot go there because he will answer some questions. That's a social security number. Does it belong to him? And remember, he has already told you that he does not have the dual citizenship. For you to have that social security number, you must be a U.S. citizen. Is that not true?
Yes. Yes, you have to
His
be.
lawyers close their eyes to all these things. And they are just telling us, they say he graduated, he attended. Yes, Bola Tinubu attended that CSU. But is this the same Bola Tinubu that is in Asoro Rock now? It is not. The lady is a member of Tinubu family. The father is one Gafaru Tinubu. When she died, they were packing her property. And the movie, that was when that certificate disappeared. And like I've always told you, every criminal suspect always leave a trace. They cannot be too clever. Some of the things that are coming up now, Tinubu never anticipated it. That is why his supporters are in a quandary. They don't know what to say. They are just holding on to, he attended, he graduated. Yes, the person that graduated and attended the CSU is in the same Tinubu. The man is in Medicare and he cannot authenticate that. He doesn't know him. They are just looking at the name of their students who went to that school. That's what the school is looking at. You cannot blame them. But you can't Tinubu go there and sue the school. If I were Tinubu, I would have instituted an court action against the school for embarrassing him. If he's truly their student, that's what he should have done. That's what the man should have done all this while. Rather, they keep telling us, diverting attention of everybody. The government college, Lagos, which he took to that school, is it a genuine document? They don't want to talk about that one. They don't want to talk about it. The transcript, does it belong to Tinubu? They don't want to talk about that one. Every other thing that has to do with Tinubu in that school, have they talked about? No. The student ID card, everything that you have to put into the application form when you are applying for a replacement, Tinubu does not have it. That's why he cannot apply for one. Quote me, that is the only reason why he cannot. If not, he does not know that that document is important to him. He should have gone to amend his word long ago. But he cannot go approach that school now to ask for a replacement. He can't even go to that school. They will not ask him questions. That is the truth. Because how can anybody make an error in typing a female to a maid? How? Somebody was trying to be clever here. So that is social security number. Let Tinubu tell us whether he was in that Virginia state any time in his life. Where did he get the social security number? And you know that in the US, that social security number is more important than even your certificate.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So let Tinubu come out. His lawyers are different. In fact, I am so disappointed. Whom are they deceiving? Whom are they deceiving? They cannot explain all these things. Tinubu cannot even explain it.
That's why he kept quiet. Say he kept quiet.
That's why they're just diverting attention. They said he attended. They said he graduated. Is that an issue? How did he get into the school? How did he get into that school? They don't want to talk about it. Please, they can no longer deceive us. They deceive us with Buhari. They can't deceive us. You see this issue. Our children will continue on it if they don't resolve it.
Well, there's already they've already brought in fresh evidence. Let's see what the Supreme Court will say about it.
Look, if the Supreme Court rules, somebody will resurrect it sometime in the future. If it is not according to what is on ground now, all this thing that Ijeoma is saying, the school that issued that certificate has told you, it did not come from them. After all, it is their name that is on that certificate. So the maker of that certificate have already told Ijeoma, it is not from us. They cannot authenticate. So which other evidence is he looking for? That Atiku should go and be looking for who?
The vendor. If you cannot provide the vendor, then it is an effort in futility.
Did the university mention any vendor?
Well, that's what he's saying. He's saying that if you cannot provide that particular evidence, you cannot bring the person who would authenticate that that document is indeed a forgery, then he has no case to pursue.
The issuing authority is the school.
Okay.
Yes, it is the school that owns that certificate, and they have denounced it. They have denounced it. What else is he really asking for? They have denounced it. So let Tinubu come and sue the school for denouncing the certificate they gave him. Is that not true? That is the only way to solve this matter now.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Darlington, for your contribution on the political spotlight. I sincerely do appreciate your input. All right, the number to call is 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call, 0700 903 903 903. The WhatsApp number is 0700 903 9039. 0700 903 9039. That's the WhatsApp number. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Benjamin Godwin, calling you from IPA.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I was listening to your guest. Is it Calista or Alista?
Alexa Wilcox.
Alexa Wilcox. It's like the tear is pouring from my eye when I was listening to him. You don't even know what he's saying. Why did he refuse to bring his own social media handle so that the people will talk to him there? Why are these people, why did they want to bury Nigeria in this?
Hello? Oh, okay.
And say it for the first time, for the last time, let's hear it. Why are they in a camp of where they are benefiting from and they see white and turning black? May God help Nigeria. Kudos to Barrister Darlington and
Joe
guest in the studio now.
All right, thank you.
Let them say the truth. Let the truth say to himself. Let Nigeria, let the whole world hear the truth. That not these those one, because they are benefiting from one camp. They are now siding one camp, leaving the truth on the ground. May God help Nigeria.
All right. Thank you. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. The WhatsApp number is 0700 903 9039. Hello, welcome to the Political Spotlight. Name and location, please. Hello.
My name is Mond. I'm calling from Ejibo.
Monday, you're calling the WhatsApp number. Why didn't you call our normal line? Go ahead, though.
That's
okay.
why I have to call this.
All right, go ahead. Proceed, please.
Yeah, my dear sister, honestly, I'm baffled with the kind of people we have here in Nigeria. The major problem we are having as a Nigerians is hypocrisy, sycophancy, ethnicity, This has been the major problem of growth of this country. That somebody will see white and call it, just like the last speaker said, see white, black, and call it white. The one of your guests, who is APC supporter, which I know very well, is an accountant.
Yes, he is.
Who claimed to know a lot. Did not remember that when the time Tinubu claimed that he worked with Deloitte in USA, Nigerians went there and the company denied they have never employed someone like that name. It's not there. Secondly, why in within 48 hours now, if you go to Wikipedia or profile of this Tinubu, they have added Adekunle. Why did they add Adekunle? Is something not fishing? Why is it also that the school who has not started the case, the government college of Lagos, you have already graduated? There are so many questions yet to be answered by the man himself.
All right. Thank you. We need to take other calls. Okay.
It's also surprised.
Thank you.
That people are defending undefendable.
Okay. Thank you.
Why are we like this?
Thank you. Thank you for calling. All right. We need to take other calls. The time is longer on our side. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. And the WhatsApp number is 0700 903 9039. Hello. Good evening. Hello? Hello. Welcome to the Political Spotlight. What's your name and location, please? What's your name?
My name is Mr. Amadi, calling from Ejigbo.
Mr. Amadi, how is Ejigbo this evening?
Thank you.
All right, go ahead, please.
Greeting to your guest there.
All right.
Please, I just want to know that I am not a lawyer. I'm not educated per se, but I have my experience. That in this situation, this case, I all want you that Tinubu's lawyer said that if this documents were released, that is going to cause him irreparable damage. I think I've got to dictionary and discover what irreparable means. I think it's a heavyweight language. I mean, it's still like the supporters, only this language can disqualify me until the whole thing is pursued for. That is what I intend.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling.
I wonder why somebody
making your calls
say that. So now turn and his supporters, all these people that say here, he wants to like drag Atiku. He wants to like drag him.
Hello, welcome to the Political Spotlight.
Understand?
Yes, this is VOP. What's your name, please, and location?
Yeah, my name is Ike. I'm calling from London.
All right, Ike, please go ahead. Please, a minute, please, so we can take calls.
Okay, I've been following this case since this case started, and the funny thing is that it has caused a lot of damage and embarrassment to us that lives out of Nigeria. You know, where I'm working, one of my friends is a British guy. He came to me saying, Ike, everything about your country is scam. Look at this. I said, what's that? So even your president is a scammer. I said, what do you mean? He was like, oh man, I can't even trust you. They should go and check my document at workplace. I said, what? I said, no. He said to me, he's joking. I was like, are you mad? He said, no, because I don't even know what's going on in your country. Everything about your country is scam. Oh my goodness. You know, this has caused a lot of embarrassment to every one of us. I don't know how others are feeling about it, but me personally was very embarrassed on Friday about this. And this is an international case now, it's not to do with APC, PDP, or Labour Party in Nigeria. This is out of the country. People are watching what is happening in Nigeria, and anything has to do with Nigeria, that's the way people are looking at us, you know.
Thank you.
And for me, if Tinubu wants to come out clean, let him come out clean. There's nothing.
All right.
If you're gonna say, I apologize, yes, you understand. Let him apologize, and let people go on. Let's life move on.
Thank you.
It's getting too much.
Thank you for calling. I sincerely do appreciate you calling. I remember asking that question: that is it possible for the president to apologize? errors happen. He could have done what he did in a hurry, and there's no need to drag this further. He could have just simply
that maybe
apologized.
It might take me to
the time it will take. So I think that understanding will be given.
Yeah, I knew someone.
I remember asking that question. That apologize. And
I knew
let's just
someone
move
actually
on.
lost his results, his certificate and whatever. He didn't want to go back to the school. He went to Luwala and printed it. When I asked him, say it is his results.
All right, I need to take some WhatsApp messages. Good evening, crew. The Bible says righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to every nation. Also, when the righteous rule, the people rejoice, but when the wicked rule, the people mourn. The question is Nigeria rejoicing or mourning? Since when your president entered, from wrong policy to insecurity, taxations to blocking certificates and fighting for legitimacy, for this revolution, our judiciary. Okay, thank you so much. That's quite a lengthy one. Please, when you send your messages, make them as short as possible. Good evening, Esther and the panelists. Please, in the deposition, CSU did not issue certificate diploma to him. 2. CSU has steps for replacement which can be done online via the school portal. 3. In the deposition, his academic record showed he has not passed his English exams and he was to take an English course. Could that have been why no certificate was prepared for him ab initio? Does that mean he didn't graduate? Barrister Enaharu Eba asked for a copy. Why arrange a personal draft of certificate forgery and perjury? Why prepare your own certificate? Please beg Alesta to stop dragging our sensibility. Many have been removed for one false certificate. This president's record is questionable from primary, although please, what are we handling here? Thank you for what you're doing, Simisola from Isolo. Simisola, thank you for that message. That's quite lengthy. Good evening, Wachuku, your guest, Alex. Okay, I don't want to read what you said. Why is he defending the president? He's entitled to his opinion. Mr. Tinubu doesn't need to be told. He ought to have done the right thing by showcasing all his school certificate from primary, secondary, and Chicago State University later of admission. But the CSU came out on the oath to disclaim the certificate Tinubu submitted to INEC. So why all this front and back? Nobody's saying that one Bola Tinubu didn't attend the institution, all right? But they are saying is that Tinubu used a fake certificate and social security number for the election. St. Francis from Agor Palace Way, Okota. Thank you, St. Francis, for that particular message. We have a couple of messages as well that I would like to take. Please, will you... Okay. This is another. If Tinubu was so certain about his certificate not being forged, what's stopping him from suing Atiku? The third-party vendor is a useless narrative peddled by the APC self-deceivers. When did a university certification insurance become a POS agent where they can issue withdrawal slip from your bank? The president of CSU hasn't made any statement. The school should be investigated for complicity and the truth would come out. Alesta said whoever issued the certificate was anticipating that the woman would come to the school, just as Tinubu graduated in 1970 in anticipation that the school would be established in 1974. What a joke. How did he gain admission into a uni with this discrepancy? All right. Thank you so much for that particular message. Good evening, VOP. It has become clear to me that the ruling party refers you to court, probably because they know that the country is lawless and the ruling party controls the judiciary. Ralph from Satellite Town. Thank you, Ralph, for that particular message. Mark from Agege. I just listened to Alistair Wilcox and I must say he has not made a good case for Tinubu. Anyone supporting APC seems to be from the moon. He said that whoever signed that certificate that time assumed that at some time in the future, the person whose signature is on the certificate will be there. Amazing. But we all know it will not go anywhere in the court. Who controls the courts? APC. Thank you, Mark from Agege, for that message. For your contributions, please make them as soon as possible short. Good evening. My name is AA. Okay, the letter AA. All these Peter Obi supporters will soon get a heart attack over Tinubu. Wow. Okay. Who says that those calling in are Peter Obi supporters? Okay. Good evening, Esther. Alesta Wilcox. Oh, I'm not going to use that kind of derogatory statement on air. Please make your statement as logical as possible without using derogatory words. That was how he supported Buhari throughout his misrule. Now it's Tinubu. It's just a pity that they have not deemed it worthy to give him a ministerial position. Posterity will judge him and his likes. Okay, thank you for calling in, or rather sending that message. But please, when you send your messages, no derogatory comments, no defamation, no slander. Just go to the point. And if you're opposing the views of any of the analysts, you oppose based on what they said, without insulting. Good evening, Esther and the barrister. I have never seen these controversies and discrepancies around any president in my life. It's so annoying to me. One man with so many controversies. Issue of certificate forgery is a big and sensitive issue. The Supreme Court must not ignore this. This is not an issue of tribe or any sentiment. Let's be patriotic. Yinka from Ifakoijai. Yinka, thank you for that WhatsApp message. Good evening, moderator. The very current development of certificate forgery of Mr. President is gradually becoming a turn in the life of Nigeria. The Yoruba tribe should by now take it upon themselves to fully investigate this matter than allowing it to fester for too long, thereby disparaging the very honesty and identity of the Yoruba tribe. They should quickly unravel the mystery of this seeming identity of Tinubu, their son. The monarch should come out openly about this matter. All right, this is from Chinedu from Badagry. Chinedu, I don't think this is about a tribe thing. I think it's logic. Any individual, from regardless or irrespective of whatever tribe, would definitely logically ask questions. So it's not about a tribe thing. All right, I think I've read most of the messages here. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. And the WhatsApp number is 0700 903 9039. 0700 903 9039. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Political Spotlight. What's your name, please, and location?
My name is Tony. I'm calling from Egondo.
All right, Tony, please go ahead.
Yeah. Esther, how are you?
I am fine, thank you.
Yeah, I'm beginning to bother that in Nigeria we prefer to promote evil than being on the good side.
All right.
And I just feel like making a prayer for every one of us that's insisting that wrong is right. There are many that are seeking good. May they find good.
Okay.
There's many that are turning evil to good. May evil never depart from them.
Okay.
Because I can't understand what is happening. Are we growing good or evil in this country? Because whatever fruit you water is what will grow for you.
Okay.
When we begin to see negative and we begin to appreciate it as positive, I don't know where we're going. We are looking at politics. We are not looking at the future of Nigeria. We are not looking at the future of our children. We are not looking at where we are going. For Christ's sake and for crying out loud, where are we heading to in Nigeria? Are we really thinking of our children, the unborn children? I doubt it. And some of them are the people we are looking at, that they are educated Nigerians. That these are people that are seeing far beyond their nose.
Okay.
But what are we getting?
All right.
It's just sad. It's just unfortunate.
Thank you. Your 1 minute is exhausted. All right. I need to take other calls. Hello. Good evening. Hello. Welcome to the Political Spotlight. Hello.
Good evening.
Okay. What's your name, please, and location?
Yes, my name is Kari. I'm calling from Ogun State.
Wow, from Ogun State. No wonder the network is not so clear. Please go ahead.
What I want to say is that Nigeria continues to be a laughing stock in the Community of Nations. This is a country where evil is being glorified. And like the last caller said, whatever you sow, that is what you reap. Everybody know that everything about this man is already in controversy. It's not and Nigeria is a nation for God. Even the last you're not getting anywhere.
Yeah, the network is really cracking. Maybe you should call the WhatsApp number, please. Maybe that will be very clear. Yeah, thank you. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. And the WhatsApp number is 0700 903 9039. 0700 903 9039. Okay. All right. I also have this message. Good evening, moderator. The very current development of certificate forgery of Mr. President is gradually becoming a turn in the life of Nigerians. Okay, I think I've read this. Excellent evening to you, Esther, and your guest in the studio. Where did you bring such a a person called Alesta that was coming up with different frivolous statement for the president to forge certificate to become Nigeria's president. That, of course, he has damaged his image and the image of the country. Francis from First Stack, Lagos. Francis, I already told you, no, do not use derogatory comments on anyone. Anyone is entitled to their perception concerning this particular controversy. Hello, welcome to the Political Spotlight. Hello? Yes, I can hear you now. Welcome to the Political Spotlight. Name and location, please. Are you using an earpiece to talk? Because I can't hear you anymore. You sound very far. Hello? Hello? Okay, I can't hear this caller anymore. Hello, welcome to the Political Spotlight. Name and location, please.
Hello, my name is Jonathan. I'm calling from London.
All right, Jonathan, you have a minute. Go ahead.
Okay, I greet your guest there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, let me quickly jump on this third party vendor. That third party that issue the senior man certificate. So what I want to say is the vendor accredited by the school? It's not the school. Even though all the vendors associated with the school, I believe they will be accredited.
Okay.
And it's supposed to come out during the deposition.
Right.
And there's no way the position said that we have accredited vendor. I don't know where this has vendor from. I beg. I'm confused. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, because there was no name mentioned. I said it here. School didn't mention any vendor as people that they are authorized to issue on their behalf.
Yeah. So they said third-party vendors. Yeah. Hello, welcome to the Political Spotlight. Name and location, please. Hello? Hello?
Hello, this is Mr. Bayo calling from Ikeja.
Oh, Mr. Bayo, welcome to the Political Spotlight. Please go ahead.
Okay, how do you see this issue of Tinubu? I personally know and believe that during the time of
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
You sound faint. It's not so clear. Are you using an earpiece?
Sorry, maybe it's network. It's network.
Okay. Go ahead. Hello? All right. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. And the WhatsApp number is 0700 903 9039. Esther, there are numerous reasons why many Nigerian lawyers are not comfortable practicing abroad, because the legal system there will not allow them to flourish in their practice of criminality in the name of legal profession. Tinubu, having secured admission into CSU with another forged O-level certificate, rendered whatsoever PhD he obtained from CSU null and void. I'm a lawyer and former police officer who saw the trajectory Nigeria was heading to and decided to resign, and I left the country. Barrister Evans from Canada. Okay, thank you, Barrister Evans. Good evening. When we sing the labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain in our national anthem, that is what we're trying to protect. If those that died for democracy should come back to life, will they be happy? This is a democracy they died for? Ask yourself. The third party they said he got his certificates from, are they authorized by the school? Lied about Government College Lagos, lied about Government College Ibadan, lied about University of Chicago, lied about Deloitte, lied about Bishops, lied about Obasanjo's endorsement. Now, how do you woo investors, especially with the judiciary we have and flip-flopping policies from Chief Udo? Wow, Chief Udo, that was quite a mouthful. Esther, good evening. My name is Ekele Udoma. This country will call Nigeria elite are trying. Okay, can we continue with this system and some people bold enough to come and defend fraud? Okay, please kindly make your wordings legible enough, write properly so I understand what you're trying to say. Hello, welcome to the Political Spotlight.
Hello, Precious.
Hello.
Good evening.
My name is Esther, not Precious.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Esther. Sorry.
No problem. Name and location,
My name
please.
Is from Maryland.
Okay, go ahead. You have 1 minute.
All right.
Hello? Hello? Okay, He dropped the call. All right. Good evening. Can someone drive a car without a driver's license just because he or she can drive well or has been driving for a long time? Can a bricklayer turn to a site engineer because he knows how to do his job well? The answer is no. Ralph from Satellite Town. All right, Ralph. Thank you for that particular message. 0700 903 903 9039. Hello. Welcome to the Political Spotlight. Name and location, please.
Hello.
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 I can hear you. Good evening. Go ahead. What's your name? Hello?
Hello.
Oh, this call is not clear enough. Hello, welcome to the Political Spotlight. Name and location, please.
Good evening. This is Chus calling from Italy.
Calling from where?
Italy.
Oh, Italy. Chooks, you have a minute. Please go ahead.
First of all, let me say, our president is not the owner of that certificate. And number two, if Tinubu was not a president, I'm telling you the truth, by now they should have placed him on international arrest. You don't do things like this and go scot-free because he's a president. That's why they kept him quiet. If Tinubu, after how many years, he could not recover his own certificate from Chicago State University, after the problems he and Gani had for the past how many years, more than how many years now, he could not retrieve that certificate. Then tell me, when is he going to retrieve the certificate? When? We should ask ourselves, what kind of society are we building for our children?
Thank you. Your 1 minute has been exhausted, please. Thank you so much. All right, thank you.
Points there.
All right, yeah. Hello? Hello? Hello?
My name is Joshua.
Your name is Joshua. All right, Joshua, where are you calling us from?
I'm coming from Imo State.
You're calling from Imo State. Wow. Okay, Joshua, please go ahead.
I have a wife that is that rode away from me, and she both shy.
All right. Okay. Well, I do apologize. That is. I think that's a scam call. Hello, you've called before. Please let's give other people room to call, please. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. The WhatsApp number is 0700 903 903 9. I mean to say, why some of our elite people in the society are bold enough to come out and defraud and defend fraud, for want everybody done already, they are aware that is a scam. Okay. Thank you very much for that.
Just for interest.
Yeah, for interest.
Enrichment.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I'll take a final call and possibly one final WhatsApp message so we can wrap up the program. Hello, welcome to the Political Spotlight. Name and location, please. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah,
Hello.
Good evening. Go ahead.
Hello, good evening.
I can hear you. Please go ahead.
My name is Ben. I'm speaking from Ikeja.
All right, Ben. Please go ahead.
My comment on this Tinubu saga is that what has the president come out to say concerning this matter? Not to come out and speak to the people. At least the people, he owes the people that obligation. This matter has gone on for, like, if I'm not mistaken, 2 months or thereabouts, and nothing has been heard from the president. I think the media should organize a media chat with the president. Let him himself come out and speak.
During the campaign, the president did not granted media chat to. I think his spokespersons may do something on his behalf, but I don't think the president will do that himself.
It's also a matter in court.
All right, thank you.
And I think, hello?
Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead.
I think INEC should, it has come to the time that INEC should be scrapped.
Disbanded, yes.
Because it has shown its incompetence as far as this matter is concerned. INEC should be scrapped.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Remember, I was asking.
Because essence of submitting all the documents to INEC is not to decorate their office.
Okay.
It's for them to have internal mechanisms on how to to investigate and confirm the authenticity of all those documents.
All right, let me take
but
this
unfortunately, they are pushing the burdens down to the courts.
All right, good evening, Esther. The issue at hand is not about tribal political, just like some people are saying. Those who are supporting evil will surely receive it in abundance. Let the president come out and apologize to Nigerians, and for the good of this nation, let him resign as well. Uzurechi from Isheri. Wow, that's going to be a huge process. Good evening, Esther. This is AY from Mushi. I don't blame Tinubu. I blame the Nigerian constitution that allows us to swear in a candidate before the court case is settled. All right, please let's move ahead as a nation and stop getting ourselves distracted. Hypocrisy won't take us anywhere. He that is without sin should cast the first stone. Thank you so much. You didn't put your name. You didn't let us know. Okay, this is Solomon. All right, Solomon, thank you for that message. But the thing is, Nigerians are asking, is it possible for the president to address the nation and simply just, apologize? Boris Joe, what do you have to say concerning that?
I don't think we need to accept any apology. We have constitutional provisions for any offense or any crime committed.
All right.
If you think that the president will come and apologize and get scot-free after has been alleged to have committed offense, then all the guys that have been prosecuted by EFCC and ICPC and other criminal courts will just apologize and go home.
Okay.
So we have laws regarding that takes care of any offense, any crime, any infraction of provisions of our constitution. So let the law take its course. What you should do is to the only problem we have is that the National Assembly that have also kickstarted process of his impeachment are lame dogs.
Okay.
We have actually packed men that before even the elections, they receive president's blessings before they assume their various offices there. That's another place we have a zero kind of performance in this nation.
Okay.
They're coming to judiciary where we believe that they'll have the balls to make a pronouncement to disqualify him or to remove him. We are looking at a miracle to happen there.
Thank you.
If at the end of the day we are not able to succeed in all these established institutions that will deal with such issues, they will give it up to God.
All right, thank you so much, Barrister John Wokedi. Thank you so much for your time. Alistair Wilcox, thank you for actually giving us at least 1 hour of your time earlier in the program and giving us your perception to the conversation we're having. I would like to reiterate that we do not take sides. Alistair Wilcox made some statements, and I had to throw to him and said, if this station was like that, I wouldn't call you, because I know that you would definitely come from a different perspective. So we all allow every perspective on national discourse to be talked about here. The important thing is we will make recommendations, and hopefully the right government agencies or the right personnel are actually listening and do the needful. We need to make change. This is a platform through which people can express themselves and give us their own take on most of the national policies and most of the takings going on in the world of politics. My name is Esther Wachko. Thank you so much for being part of the Political Spotlight. There will be a repeat of the Political Spotlight on the 9th of October 2023, which is on a Monday. So kindly stay with us. Follow me on social media at Esther Wachko on Twitter, at Esther Waz on Instagram, and of course on Esther Wachko on Facebook. Barrister
Joe Workets on all platforms.
Thank you so much. Good evening.